Hello, hello, friends. It's Friday. Let's have some Friday fun here on YouTube channel, The Comfiness with Grace. My name's Grace. I'm going to be doing some paper collage today. My paper bin is getting rather full, and that's one thing. And these two books, so I have two books going. This was a book that just like a regular novel, that I am using for my paper collage. And it's gotten full enough that, the binding keeps breaking. So I want to finish filling these pages. We won't get to that today, but I want to keep working on that. And then I have my old phone book, which, has lots of full pages, and it's almost done. So I'm going to work on this. And specifically, I'm going to be decorating a little bit some of these pages because I'm going to use them in a junk journal that I'm going to be creating. So I've got some new stamps here that I'm going to use to decorate, and maybe some other embellishments. We'll see. We'll see how far we get here. I'm going to shut this light because I can see that glare right there. It's like a sunbeam from above. That is from the lights above my head. So I'm going to shut that off. I think it may help. Hey, Mary. Good morning. Thanks for saying hello, friend. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. So yeah, when you come on, there's a couple other people here. Would love to have you say hello so that I know that you're here. I'm going to make this screen bigger, and I might back you up a little bit, just so we can get a little more table view here. Let's make some room. I gotta squish everything down. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, that's better. For my paper collage, a lot of times I've been using this clear glue, and it flows really easy. It works really well, spreads really easy. I'm almost out. So, man, I was at Walmart yesterday and saw that they had all of or the other day, they already have all their school stuff out. And I should have grabbed some, but I didn't. I thought, oh, how much more do I have at home? They always have that stock, so I'm not worried about it running out. Hey, Missy McComb. Missy and Mary are here, the two M's. Hey, ladies. I'm going to shut that above light off so we don't get a big glare. And let me grab my paper crafting bin because you're going to see I use these 12 by 12 bins, and this one is so full. Like, I just have a lot of paper scraps. So we're going to just start putting it down, and you'll get to watch the process a little bit. If you've seen me do this before, let me know. If you haven't, let me know. If you got questions, shoot them at me in the comments. I'm trying to finish my protein shake while I'm hanging out with you girls. So these pages are all done. I don't generally do both sides. I do one side. I leave the other side phone book page. I think it's super cool. I love the look of it. This is our local phone book. So sometimes I even know some of the people on the pages. And then when this gets torn out of this book to be used, like, let's tear this one out. When I tear this out, I can use it as a background for a mixed media project. But most often, I use them as junk journal pages. So fold it in half, and that becomes a page in a junk journal. And they're always interesting. They're decorated. They're generalized enough where, they don't have a specific theme. They don't have a specific focal point. This one actually has some bits of fabric that I was playing with foils on, glitters and foils. So there you go with that. It has two pieces of glittered fabric scrap. So you can also use fabric. It doesn't have to just be paper. So anyway, that's what I'm going for. Now I have to think for a minute. I've been working on something for the Craft Therapy Club. And I think the junk journal that I'm going to use these pages for in the Craft Therapy Club is going to be this size. So I'm going to focus on this book. This was just, this is one piece of paper, and then this was leftover paint that I just put down because I had it and I didn't want to throw it out. So that page I'm going to leave that way. We're going to go to next page that needs to be full, almost to the end here. I like to have both books available for this reason. As I'm putting this really wet glue in here, the pages get really wet. So if I need to give that a minute to dry rather than force it dry, I just move over and do a page in this book. And then I'll come over here and do some pages here, and then I flip back and forth. It's just, it seems efficient. It seems like it makes a lot of sense for my time. Look at that nice big piece. Let's just put the whole thing down. Let's not get fussy about it, right? Hey, Diana Barker. Hey, Annette Wilson. I see you. Yes, my sister got here on Wednesday. So she is here. She just got out of the shower. I had to call the plumber. My sister she got here Wednesday and she went to take a shower yesterday morning. And she's using the bathroom that my kids always use, which is downstairs. My bedroom is upstairs, different shower upstairs that I use. So she says to me, she's like, I can't get warm water. I either get scalding hot water or I get freezing cold water. There's no middle ground on your downstairs bathroom. So she's trying to take a shower now, mind you. So I go down there with her and I'm like, no, it works. Let me just show you how. Sure enough, I cannot get it to work. I just could not get, oh, this one's double-sided. It's decorative paper that I sprayed on the back. So I actually have a couple of views here. We're just going to glue it down. So anyway, I'm like, how long? I said to my kids, my 17 and 19-year-old boys, I mean, has it always, like, how long has this been broken where you can't, how are you guys taking showers? Are you taking cold showers or scalding hot? And they're like, yep, you got to make a choice, Mom. There's only one or the other. I said, why did you not tell me that this was not working? I said, now we have a guest. My sister can't take a shower down here. She used my shower, which is totally fine. But I'm like, we got to get this fixed. We have more family coming tomorrow and more people are going to need this shower. It cannot be like this. And they said, I don't know. We just figured we have to deal with it. So we're laughing about this. I said, well, I'm kind of glad I raised my kids to be tough, but this is ridiculous. So the plumber is here this morning. He's actually on his way back here now. He came here this morning to look at that. And then I had a couple other issues to have him kind of contend with. Another sink with another faucet. I have very low pressure when I use hot water on this one faucet. So something's wrong with that. So he took it apart and he went in town to see if he could get the parts that he needs to fix it, some valve or something. So he's here working. He's on his way back to put things back together. But it's been an exciting morning at our house. What's going on in your world? What is happening? So yes, my sister is here now. And I have two brothers who are driving across from Boston. They left on Wednesday. They should be here tomorrow. And that, takes a few days to get here when you're driving. And then I have 4 other groups. So my sister and her husband, my niece and nephew from another sister, their brother and sister, my brother and his girlfriend, and my brother and his wife and 2 kids are all coming tomorrow. So tomorrow is the big day when most people arrive. That is going to be super exciting. You see, I'm not really worried about too much here. I'm just grabbing pieces and gluing them down here or there. Do you see, I'm not really concerning myself too much about its background. So this other stuff will go on top of this eventually. So I'm just grabbing. Now, when I have big pieces of paper like this, clearly I use the circle in the middle. So this, I mean, sometimes I would put it down like this, but I'm not going to do that this time. Sometimes I tear them. Sometimes I use them as they are. Looks like this was stuck to something else. Let's go this way. That seems to make more sense, size-wise. I'd love to know what you're up to. Do you have a fun weekend planned? Are you creating? What have you been creating lately? Do you go through phases? I'm wondering, because I seem to go through phases. Sometimes I like paper collage. Sometimes I like mixed media. Sometimes I like to play with my watercolors. And, I might do watercolors for a week. Oh, did I just cover something up? I did. Oh, well. I might do watercolors for a week and then decide, okay, I'm bored with that. What can I do next? Maybe I'll work on a junk journal. I love to have variety because I do tend to get bored of something after a while. But paper collage, I can always seem to do a little bit of, and you can work on it for 10 minutes and walk away. These paper collage books, and it's such a good way to use up your scraps. I have this tiny little spot right here that's open. So let me see if I can find a tiny piece of paper scrap to throw in there. Absolutely, that fits perfectly. You can also use a glue stick for that. You can use any glue you want, for real. Any glue you want. I just feel that this is really fast and easy, this glue. I don't love the straight edges, but sometimes you just go with it. If I wanted to fill this in, I could tear this so it's not so straight, like that. Anybody else do their paper scraps this way? Has anybody else adopted the Grace method of doing your paper scraps? Salvaging all this paper that's just sitting there, and you don't want to throw it out, but you don't know what to do with it because they're all kind of random pieces of paper, right? Believe me, I got you, girl. I got you. You can follow my method. It's so satisfying to use up your scraps. It's so satisfying to not throw them out. And these pages come together. It's really cool to see them come together. Hey, Vicky. I know. Aren't they funny? Like those boys, right? What is up with that? That they just, I don't know, deal with it, Mom. That's what they told my sister. Deal with it. We've had to deal with it. You can deal with it. I was like, she doesn't have to deal with it. She can take a shower in my shower. In the meantime, I'm calling my awesome Mr. Krogfoss, who comes and helps me when I run into issues like that. The boy said, about 6 months ago, okay, I'm going to say this. It wasn't my fault, but this is what happened. About 6 months ago, the boys, the handle on their shower, it's one of those handles, you pull it out. It's a big plastic round, like, just typical $5-6 handle that you can get anywhere, Walmart, Ace Hardware, anywhere. Plastic handle. You pull it out and you either go right or left for hot or cold water, and you can adjust both the pressure and the temperature. The plastic handle itself broke. And the boys were like, Mom, the handle broke. So I was like, oh man, I don't want to have to call the plumber for something as simple as that. I should be able to figure it out. So I look it up on YouTube. Somebody walked me through, this is how you replace it. I was like, that's easy enough if I can just go get another handle. So I go shopping in town to our Ace Hardware to get another handle. And I come home with this handle, and it's the wrong, it's not as easy as that, right? Like it has to actually be the right model. I mean, it looked the same to me, but the way it connected wasn't the same. So I was like, dang it. Okay, so clearly now I'm paying more attention. I go back to Ace. They don't have the handle that I need. So I had to order it on Amazon, found the model number. Okay, now I'm being smart about this. I got the model number, found the model number, order the handle. Handle comes in. In the meantime, we're using a wrench to turn on the water because the handle broke. I fix it. I finally get it in and I fix it. And I was so proud of myself. This was like 6 months ago. And when I said to the boys, how long have we had this problem with this handle? They were like, Mom, ever since you fixed it, we can't get warm water. We either get really hot or really cold. I was like, it's not my fault. Seriously, I didn't do anything wrong. And thankfully, our plumber, he verified that. He said it's not, no, there's a valve broken underneath the handle. There was a valve that was broken. So he's like, it wasn't you. The valve is actually broken. Luckily, I had one in my van. I'm just going to replace it. Oh, phew. That wasn't my fault. I was so proud of myself for like, fix it yourself, girl. That's so unlike me. But I've been doing more things lately. I mean, YouTube, you can learn just about anything on YouTube. One of the boys in that same bathroom, the boys' bathroom, their bathroom sink was kind of clogged. And we've tried the Drano method, and it's just not unclogging. This has been going on for months. I mean, it's not totally clogged. It's just super slow. So I'm like, how do I get in there? I couldn't get the thing that covers the plug. You know, it has a little thing where you pull it up and down, and that little plug comes up and down so you can stop the water from draining down if you want to fill the bowl. Couldn't figure out how to get that off by myself. YouTubed it. Sure enough, it was super easy. Once you know what to do, it's super easy. So I've done that to 2 of our sinks, taken that thing off and cleaned in there and pulled out any of the gunk. I'm so proud of myself. I'm not. I mean, my My skills are limited, but I'm at least proud I'm getting this stuff done. You're making tags with these? Yeah, these are great for like greeting cards, tags, gift tags, ATC cards, altered index card size things. They're great for that. I'm having to keep my foot up dealing with wound care for an open wound. Oh, Vicki, I'm sorry to hear that. God bless you, darling. Blessings for quick recovery, easy recovery from what you're dealing with. Annette says, I'm having trouble with my shower. I have to turn the hot water fully on with a little cold now. I just turned the gas bottle over, so there's a couple of gas, so there's plenty of gas, and it's so expensive to get a plumber. Yeah, well, what we're learning, Annette, is that the valve was broken. There's a valve that control inside the handle that controls some of that, apparently, or behind the handle. And that's what that was what was wrong for ours. I wouldn't dare. Missy says you could do open heart surgery with YouTube, girl. I don't even like cleaning up a scrape on my kid's knee when they were little. I am so blood averse. Not happening. Not happening, friend. Okay, this is pretty wet. This is what I'm saying. So this is pretty wet. This is a little bit up, but I kind of like things to be a little unruly. Like, see how this one edge is up and curled? I like it. We leave it that way. This is my style. This is a little bit up. I'm going to leave it until I tear this off, and then I can fix that later. But this is rather damp now because this is so liquidy. So what I do, I'm going to put that one aside and grab the little book and do a page in the little book. I have to put this over here so I have room. So we'll just keep doing what we're doing. We're just going to give that other one a little time to dry. Do we cover a book page with a book page? We sure can. It gives it some thickness. It gives it some sturdiness to the page. And for me, it's about using the scraps up. So it's a painted book, piece of a painted book page from a bigger book that I'm going to slip onto here. And we're just going to keep grabbing at pages to stick in here. There's another piece that I could put here. Sometimes I do let things kind of go off the edge of the paper, or more painted paper, off the edge of the page. And then if I either leave it or I can cut it later if I need to. So if I have a little something hanging out the edge, if it's real short like that, I just leave it until I decide to use the page, and then I can cut it down square if I need to. All right, I'm digging in for more. I have so many scraps. I do prefer, I will say this, I do prefer using thin paper over using cardstock for this, but cardstock works. This is a piece of cardstock. It does work. I just prefer the thin paper. I think it lays more easily, layered over other pages when you're doing decoupage, or excuse me, paper collage. Let's go this way. Do I want to? I'm going to go like this. I debated if I should bring it down to here so that I can cut that straight across, or put it up so that we can see that ragged edge. And I'd rather, oops, sorry, those words are Missy's open heart surgery is in front of what I'm trying to show you. I'd rather have the ragged edge. Otherwise, I could have dropped this all the way down to this point off at the, and then cut off that little ragged edge. But I want to keep the ragged edge. So I'm going to go all the way down because I like the raggedy part of it. The raggedy makes me happy. No rhyme or reason here. We're just happily getting our fingers wet with glue and gluing down some paper scraps that we have on hand. And you'd be surprised sometimes at the combination of colors and the look that you get when you're layering. They have different textures, different thicknesses. Some are coffee stained, some are not. And you just get this wild, kind of this wild ride. I like it that way with that ragged edge showing. We're going to go like that. So I have Gannon outside. You know, it's funny. I have family coming over. There are projects that have been waiting for attention for a long time. And it's like, oh my gosh, Gannon. Chris had fixed a couple of boards on our deck that needed to be replaced, but they hadn't been stained yet. So I'm like, yeah, to go out there and stain those boards. So it's like we've been living with them the way they have been. But now when we have guests coming, my family's coming, it's like, we better go stain those boards. Why is it that we do that to ourselves? Why? It's something about, like, I want it to be looking just right for everybody when they come. Okay, easy, right? That page is not feeling that wet. It doesn't feel super goopy like the big book did. These pages are a little thicker than the phone book pages. So I can flip this. I know nothing's going to stick. And I can do another page while that other one keeps drying. Grab this since we have it. I'm going to do just a couple more of these, and then I'm going to start pulling some of these out and decorating some of them, just because I wonder, you can tell me in the comments, I don't know, I'm not going to answer for you, but I wonder if this is like watching paint dry, watching me collage these pages together. I'm fascinated by that stuff, and if I have the time to sit and watch, I can sometimes just be mesmerized by watching someone's hands work on something like this. And I love to see the outcome, like what combination of colors and pages and fabrics, or what's it going to look like when she's finished. I stick around. I'm one of the watchers who likes to stick around and see it. Some people don't have the patience or the time for that. I get it. I just wonder, which is it for you? Do you stick around and watch, or do you you say to yourself, nope, ain't nobody got time for that. I want this on top. I like this little, I want this to be on top. So I'm going to put something else under here. And I have a sheer couple of pieces of paper. This is from one of those sewing template. I'm going to put that down just to get the color. Oops, it's so thin. Look at that. It's like tissue paper. Let's get that down. And then I'm going to put that other blue one on top of it. And then I'm going to put something else down here in this little corner. So I'm going to finish this one up, and then I'm going to pick some pages out of that other book, and I'm going to start stamping on them to decorate them a little bit, because I'm going to use them next month in a project with the Craft Therapy Club for our project of the month. I have more lives coming up next month. If you're a Craft Therapy Club member, if you're a member of that private club, give me a shout out in the comments. Let me know that you're here. Who are my club members? Let me know. They don't know the schedule yet. I have the schedules done. I gave it to Leanne, so she's creating our calendar for us and all the events in on Facebook. Now, I kind of like that contrast. Actually, I really like that. But I have not announced. I don't usually announce until the first of the month what the project of the month is. So if you're a Craft Therapy Club member and you're here, let me know, because I might like that just like that and not put anything on those two sections. This is really thin. I tore it off that other book and it stuck to another book page. So for this, I feel like I need to use a glue stick. I'm not going to be able to apply that wet glue to this well enough to get it to stick. All right, I'm going to look up at the comments here in a second. You Craft Therapy Club members, let me know if you're here. I'm doing, I think there are 12. I counted. I've never counted. I don't really keep track of it in that way, but I've scheduled 12 lives, creative lives in the Craft Therapy Club next month. Of course, we always have a guest at the end of the month. So we have a guest coming in. Holly Miller is our guest this month. But there are going to be 12 live creative sessions in the Craft Therapy Club. Plus, we have our creative challenge is a new one we've never done. We're doing the Creative Tissue Paper Challenge. Totally different than anything we've done before, so that's exciting. And we'll have regular bingo for prizes. We'll still do that. We're still doing our open craft night or open craft session where we get together and just craft together on either Zoom or StreamYard. So it's not broadcast. It's just a live get together where we bring whatever project we want to work on and we create together live. So, and obviously the prizes that we give away every month. We still have the Journals on a Journey going on too. There, Missy's a club member. Hey ho, club member. Thanks for giving me a shout out here. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. So Missy, we have a really exciting month coming up. I'm not going to tell you what our project is. It is a junk journal of sorts, but the focus is not on the journal. The focus is on the technique that I'm going to teach you guys. So I'm excited about it. Okay. This is not the page size that I need. So I'm going to put these aside. I might leave these out for now, those pieces, because we may end up, I'm going to embellish some pages. So I'm going to just quickly go through and grab some pieces here from my, oh, how pretty that is. Let's use that. From my stash, I want big pieces now. I'm not looking, these are my scraps, but these are my big pieces I'm going to focus on now. Let me go through here quick and pick out some papers that I might be able to use to get ready for this project for next month. These are all in my scrap bin. Oh my gosh, I have a little bit of scraps. It's not even funny. These are scraps of rice paper. Let's just see if there's anything on there. No, I don't think there's anything on there I want to use. Okay, put this aside. Now the page size that I need is this book size, and we're going to pull them out. We're going to fold them in half. We're making pages for the junk journal for next month. So I know it's going to be fun, Missy. I promise it'll be fun. We always have fun in there, though. It doesn't matter what we're working on, right? We always have some fun. Okay. So see this scrap here? This was the page I just did, and it has this big scrap hanging off the end. I'll cut that off eventually, probably. Okay, but I'm going to go through here. I picked this one out already. I'm going to pick out some pages. This one's still a little bit wet, but I'm going to pick out some pages to include in this journal, and we're going to decorate them a little more. This has quite the vibrant vibe, and I don't necessarily want to pigeonhole myself into a style type. It's really hard to do. These pages don't have a style type a lot of times because they're just so unusual. I'm going to leave that there because I don't know if I'm going to end up using it somehow as a tab. Okay. We're just going to be picking out some pages here. Now, in this journal that I'm going to make with you girls, I got to think here for a minute. It's not going to have, it's going to just have one signature. So I will use a combination of these pages and a combination of, I think, probably coffee stained paper. So I don't need a ton of these, but I think I'll pick out 4 or 5. This one's really neutral. I like this page. That one's really neutral. Sometimes when you fold in half, when you've done a paper collage page and you fold it in half, sometimes you get a seam that's right at your fold area, and you have to kind of reinforce that glue or put something over it to reinforce that, like a piece of washi tape or something. Okay, so see here, this little piece of paper is right at my fold, and so it's wanting to put extra stress on that glue right there. So you could come in, like, you totally come in, there's no problem coming in with like a piece of washi tape or something, or more glue and covering it up. Like, what would it look like if we use this little butterfly tape right there? All right, I like it. We'll keep it. All right, I have 1, 2, 3. Let's pick out one more. This one's rather plain. Oh, this one's really pretty. It has just this tiny little butterfly in the middle. There's another butterfly. This one has that big crown, so it's not bad. Oh, see here? Sometimes if I fold this one in half this way, what am I going to get? What's it going to look like? See, this is right at the edge. That piece of paper is right at my folded edge. You can either leave it sticking out if it's not going to like bother the integrity of the page, or if you need to, you can add something extra there. Let's use the same tape so we have some cohesiveness here. And if I need to reinforce the glue later, I can do that. Let's just put another little piece of that tape there. And then what do I get? This feels crooked. It feels very crooked, Gracie. Kind of like the crown being, it's a fairy crown, but it's going to be sideways, and that's okay by me. Okay, 5 pages. That's all I needed there. Now let's decorate these pages a little bit, because I imagine they're going to be mixed in with plain paper of some sort. They're not going to be all right next to each other, but I can envision that in some way these pages are going to be inside this book. And so what I want to do is just jazz them up a little bit. Like, this is very simple and very plain. I just got this and I want to play with it. So I'm going to do a number on here. We're going to stampy stamp. Thank you guys for being here with me on a Friday. I wonder, I've been doing 11 a.m. on Fridays for live on YouTube. Sometimes I do a series that's a live premiere where I'm here in the comments, but it's actually a video recording that broadcasts at 11 a.m. And sometimes I'm actually live video. So, but today is a live video. I'm going to just put, these are so fun. Aren't they so fun? All right, let's put, you know, I was going to put 82, but I was born in 72. So let's put 72 here. Why not? I don't know why, just because it'll be fun. Just because, why not? I got to grab some color of stamp, but I'm wondering if I have a, yes, I do have one big enough. I don't need them to be perfectly straight, but it is easier to handle them when they're on a block sometimes, and you can more easily stamp. You have a little more control. Okay. So what color? What color should I do? I was just going to do black, but I think maybe black is, I have black here. But is black too dark? Maybe I should do gray. What color ink should I use, girls? Gray. Black. You know, I have all the neutrals, of course. I have the browns. Vintage photo. Brushed corduroy. I think it needs to be something darker to have a nice contrast. And I don't think I would do like a green, blue, yellow. I think I want to keep it real neutral. What color would you think I should do on here? Vintage photo. Brushed corduroy. That really matches, actually, I think. This one is called Watering Can. It's a gray or a jet black. Those are the ones I have out right now. I could do a couple of them. I could really do that. I have a stamp, actually. I don't ever use it. Pull it out. It's like all these colors in one stamp. Have you ever seen these? I have no idea if this still works because it's... Should I try it? Because I haven't used it in so long. I have no idea if this is still wet or not. Let's get a piece of scrap paper. Barely. That's actually kind of cool. It's just, it kind of leaves these. Oh my gosh, that's kind of cool. Why not? So the orange one seems to be least wet of all of them, but I don't ever use this. I don't know where I got it. I've had it for a super long time, like over 10 years. It's so shocking to me that I'm even getting any color out of that. Black, and it says black. All right, black. Black it is, Miss Annette. You're the one who conversing with me, chatting with me in the comments, so we'll go with black. I like, ooh, didn't mean to do that. I like to be able to see. I should have sanded that a bit, and I didn't. We'll see what we get, huh? I like to be able to see how much ink I'm getting on there, rather than doing it this way, and then you can't see. You have to keep. Where do I want to do it now? I think I'll go like right here. That's cool. That's cool. These numbers are cool, and they are very distressed. Can you see how they're not entirely filled in? They're very distressed. I like them a lot. I like that a lot. Okay, let's keep going. I'm gonna do a couple more numbers. I'm flipping through these, and like here, this is the yellow pages in that phone book. This could use a number. I think I'll just do one single number, and I'll just do the 7 on one of these, and I might not even do it upright. I might do it sideways or something. I don't even care if it's not completely filled in. We're just trying to make it interesting when you're flipping through these pages. I have some smaller numbers I'm going to try to grab because these are really large numbers. Let's grab some small numbers and put those on these pages as well, so that some of the pages have big numbers and some of them have small. All of these, and it's just, I'm pulling random numbers. You can have them have meaning if you want, but I don't necessarily need them to. It's a hashtag. Let's use it. Here we go this way. Hashtag. I don't know which way is up on this 8. 8. 4. Let's do one more. 5. 5. Okay. Let's do a number up in this corner. No hashtag this time. Since they're already dirty, I'll use the 5, 4. This doesn't, you don't have to overthink this. Don't like, oh, this is so open right here. I might do something else there. Let's put a number here, or a couple of numbers. 3. Is this a 6 or a 9? I don't know. Going with the 6. 3, 6, 4. So to me, if like I usually do, if I use one paper or one fabric or one particular washi tape somewhere in the book, then I try to work it in somewhere else in the book, so that even though it seems random, there's at least a little bit of cohesiveness to the pages. So let's put a big number here, and we've already used the 2 and the 7. Let's grab a different number, huh? First of all, let's clean these a little bit. I could do this kind of play all day long. I love it. Because there's no pressure to match. There's no pressure to be anything. You're just randomly putting stuff on, and it just makes my little creative heart happy without a lot of pressure, which I think is great. Okay, let's try. The 3 looks really cool, and the 5 looks really cool. Super distressed. I'll show you. I didn't need to sand these, obviously, but see all that distressing right there? That'll be cool on a page. So let's stick with the black, so they, again, they're cohesive. You don't have to. You can do whatever you want in your books. I kind of like to talk you through, like, this is why I do it the way that I do it. So this is the front of this, and we're flipping through. Yep, just the 5. I was debating whether I should do another 5 or a different number, but I'm just going to do one single number there. Actually, it might be cool to put a couple of smaller numbers alongside it. If I did 5, and then up here I'm going to do 9. 9. I don't know why, just because that's what I felt like. 1960. There you go, Annette. Is that your number? Mine is 72. And like I said, your numbers can make sense, but they don't have to. They don't have to. If thinking about a number, see, I'm not kidding you when I tell you this. If you want to be creative and you're thinking, I don't have a lot of energy, I'm just going to pick this. I'm going to start prepping some pages for my next junk journal. I don't know what the junk journal exactly is going to be, but let's use these collage pages, and we're just going to decorate them a little. Okay, you're with me on all of that. And if I get to the point where I'm like, I want to use numbers, what numbers do I want? Do I want to use my birthday? Do I want to use my kid's birthday? If I'm tired enough, those decisions will exhaust me. I mean, give me a shout out if that's you. If I'm tired enough or overwhelmed enough, the last thing I need is more pressure for making, I know it seems silly, like it's a little decision, but if it's overwhelming you, stop trying to come up with meaningful dates and just randomly put down any numbers. They don't have to have a particular meaning. I give you permission to totally be random. I would love to put a number right here. And maybe up in here. I love the way this 5 looks. I just cleaned it, but let's use it anyway. Maybe I'll just not put as much ink on it, so it's a little more subtle. And then back here, you know what I'm going to do? Something different here. I need more moisture than that. One of these has dried out. That one's wet. This one is another disinfectant wipe, but it's dried out. Well, let's do a conglomerate of those little numbers here. Do you think I can accomplish this if I could just do them all at once? Never done this before. I don't need them to be perfect. They're wet. Yep, I like the way that turned out. And I actually really like when you can see that frame around it. I like that look, so I pressed super hard to make sure that all of that is captured. Now, if you want to, it's not, depending on if you're using a permanent ink, it's not necessary to clean your stamps because it'll just dry on there permanently and it won't affect any of the next stamps that you make. But if you like your stamps to be as clean as possible, then clean them right away. Sometimes I go back and forth. I can be super concerned about it, and sometimes I just don't care. I'm going to do one more number over here. Let's do the 1. Just random assortment of numbers in that corner. Okay, let's see what we got. Oh, moving us all over to make room so we can just see what we landed with. Where are my other pages? Here they are. Okay. Because I'm super visual, I have to look now. There are other things that are going to probably go on top of these, so I don't want to overwhelm them. Something could go in there, right? I've got my numbers there. These are not necessarily going to be in this order in the book, but I'm just taking a peek. I really love that. I think that's big and bold. I'm going to purposefully leave this blank because I may end up doing a big stencil on here, like some sort of medallion or like some pattern or something. Little numbers there, big number there, little numbers here. So repeated pattern, right? Little and big numbers there. It looks like $5.99. This is going to cost you $5.99. So this was the page that doesn't have anything. Kind of would be fun to put in a number here. So let's do another double number. We'll pick a different numbers than the ones I used. Since Miss Annette told us she's 1960, we're going to go with 1960. We're going to use 60. Because that's her year of birth, I'm guessing. So let's get the 60. Got me the 6. Okay, feel like this was a super, that's a 6, not 60. And that's a 9. Wait a minute, Grace. No, that's the 6. That's the 6. I gotta put them opposite though. 60. That's not very straight, but actually, let's go intentionally wonky. Yep, like that. This is for you, Miss Annette. Thanks for hanging out with me. Where did I get the big numbers? Scrapbook.com. Just got them. All right, this is going to go right here for Miss Annette. And actually, Annette, I have no idea where this book is going to end up. I'm doing it in the Craft Therapy Club next month. These pages are going to be part of that book. And I don't know if that book will end up being something I keep or if it's going to be something I sell. I'm getting ink all over my fingers. I'm going to throw those in the garbage because they're pretty full. But in honor of you, I'm going to put your name in here. Right there, Miss Annette. You're living in this book, whether you're honored in this book. I don't know where it's going to land in the end, but there you are. Thank you for hanging out with us, and thank you for actively commenting and being here. You're wonky, Annette. You're going to love it. Then you're probably loving these pages. So I'm going to leave, like I said, see how there's some kind of stuff hanging out here. It's not completely even. I love it. I love that grungy look. Kind of industrial with those big numbers. I love that these aren't completely flush. I'm good with all of it. I really am actually liking this little tab. And you saw me put, oh, see this is coming up. You saw me put that little tab down to hold down that piece of paper, but I really like the look of it. So you know what I'm going to do? Let's add a couple more pieces of that tape. This is not for utility. It's just for looks somewhere here. So like here by Annette's name, let's grab a piece of this tape and just add, again, some embellishment, some decorative element to this page. So where do I want to put it? I think I'm going to go up here. So again, cohesiveness. We're going to see this tape appear in a few different places. This is very bright compared to the other pages, although it has this black, it was a striped black and white paper with florals on it. That's what that scrap is. So let's get a piece of this black tape, at least one big chunk of this black tape somewhere here, just to kind of tie things together. It's just one of the techniques that I use to try to, because I love the grungy look, because I like things wonky, because I think like things to be a bit random and not perfect, by repeating a tape, repeating a number style, repeating a color or a fabric or a ribbon throughout your book, it is going to give it a cohesiveness. I promise you this, if you trust the process. So it's going to feel finished. It's going to feel like it makes sense. If this is like that, wait, think about this, Grace. This is like this. This is going to be what I'm looking at. Then let's go on lower left on this one. On this one, I might do two. Let's do one in here. Let's get a big chunk. Mary, you were born in 56? Okay, let's go right in here. And then I think I'm going to do, even though I don't need it, I think I'm going to cut across the two pages just like I did on the other ones. So I get a little bit of this on one of these and a little bit on the other. So I'm going to put it across like maybe right there. Oh, I don't want to cut that dragonfly in half though, so I'm going to put it more to the right so we see more of that completed dragonfly. Let me fold this page. Ah, my fingers are sticky. Okay, this one doesn't have any of this black tape. Let's add it. Let's go really long. I'm going to get a butterfly and a dragonfly and some random numbers. There are just random numbers, dates and stuff on here. That'll get kind of lost up there. Here it shows well, but I'm not sure. Or in here. Nope, I like it right here. Let's put it underneath the $5.99. So I talk you through quite a bit of my process and explain things. So it always takes me a little longer than it would take you if you were to say, oh, I'm going to do one of these sessions today. I'm going to do a paper collage and prep some pages from my paper collage phone book or my book for my next junk journal. I've been live for 50 minutes, but I've been telling you stories and explaining things and talking you through some things. May not take you 50 minutes to do the same thing I just did. I will always encourage you to just, even if you only have, because time is precious and you have a lot of people to take care of in your life and you have a lot of obligations and responsibilities, even if you only have 15 to 20 minutes a day to do something. And these paper collage books are perfect for that, because you can get a few pages done in a paper collage book very easily in 15-20 minutes. It feels accomplished. It feels like you got some creative time in. It just is really satisfying to my heart and my soul. It feels like some 20 minutes of self-care. It's better than no minutes of self-care. So rather than aimlessly scrolling the TV or aimlessly scrolling on your phone, I encourage you, even if you only have 15 to 20 minutes, to pull out a paper collage book and use up your paper scraps or do something. I have that that PDF printout that you can print out, and it gives you a dozen ways or more of how to craft when you're too tired, ways to craft when you're too tired that only take 15 to 30 minutes. So it's not eating up all of your time and you still feel like you got that little bit of self-care time in. If you want that document, it's a free guide, ways to tired craft. Like, it gives you a whole lot of ideas. You can print it out and just keep it in your craft room, put it on your bulletin board, whatever you want. If you want that, let me know in the comments and I'll get you the link so you can grab that. Like I said, it's a free document that I created of the ways that I like to do crafting when I'm too tired, but still want to do crafting. So thank you for being here. Sorry for the noise. I'm trying to put away while I'm talking to you. That feels rude. Sorry. This is what it looks like. Missy asked where I got it. It's Stampers Anonymous, Tim Holtz collection, and it's CMS 483. If you type that in at scrapbook.com, that's where I got it. That's what that is. Thank you for being here. You guys have a beautiful, blessed weekend. My family is here. It is our once-a-year family reunion, family vacation. So if I'm quieter this week, you know why. And I appreciate your grace and patience as I hang out with my family and reconnect with them. You guys have a beautiful, blessed day. Thanks for being here.